31, Kusenla Road in Lekki. We're in Lekki Phase 1, right beside Cornwall, the road all the way down. Brooke House was, we have a mandate. We were set up to fulfill a mandate, to raise a new generation of intellectually astute leaders, morally, ethically,
intellectually astute
leaders. Yeah.
Okay. All right. How old is Brooke House?
Well, just a few months old.
Oh, okay. So the
what's your curriculum like?
We have just begun.
What's your curriculum like?
When I say it's eclectic, we're proudly Nigerian, but we're using processes that have worked. Processes like the Montessori process, like the International Primary Curriculum Framework, and the Reggio Emilia process. These are processes that have worked with early years, and so we're using those processes to deliver the Nigerian curriculum.
Okay, so if a child is from nursery to secondary school?
Nursery to year 6, that's what we cater to. Okay. From early years.
Primary.
Early years actually, all the way.
Okay. Now, what's the motivation? What made you set up Brooke House?
To fill a void, like I said, to fill a void of values.
What were you doing before Brooke House?
I was working with Corona. I had been with Corona for about 9 years, yes. I was the head of school, Corona School, Victoria Island. And then I became the director of the Teachers Training College, my passion, teachers, for about 3 years before I decided to go and fulfill this mandate. It's a God-given mandate. I turned 50. It was about time.
That was your birthday gift to you?
Yeah, to myself. I decided, let me give my own back, so.
So what are the plans for Brooke House? So the students who are there now are going to be the first graduates?
That's right. That's right.
In 6 years' time?
In 6 years, yes, they will be.
Okay, so what kind of 10, 11, 12-year-olds are we expecting to see down the line?
Confident, Christ-like, confident, cerebral, able to hold their own in the world, global, and proud of their heritage. Those are the kind of children that Brooke House will raise.
And all of this, some people will say, will cost an arm and a leg.
No.
Because when you talk about private schools,
in Phase 1,
the school phase, the mom needs to be working somewhere where the pay is in 6, 9 digits. What's it like for Brooks?
Well, what we always say, our slogan is, apart from learn, lead, succeed, is affordable quality. Quality and affordability. And we also have scholarship, because we believe that there are certain children out there who are intelligent and don't need to be given a chance for good quality education. So we opened our doors to parents who want their children to get good quality education but can afford it. And so we have a merit-based assessment that we give the children, and then they qualify if they are really indigent, and then we give them the test, and if they do very well, they come into Brooke House. That's a way of giving back.
One of the things that I find, so a bit worrisome in the education sector today, and perhaps maybe looking at students generally, you find, because of this way that we send SMSs, you find even in examination, students abbreviating
textees.
Yeah.
That's
how did we get there?
That's a huge problem. Technology, not being able to manage technology, and microwave mentality. That's how we got there. Quick fix. And it all boils down to foundation. Quick fix is you can't wait for it to thaw naturally. So you throw it in the oven and it's out. You can't wait for the child to think through a problem. So get it for me, then I have to go to work. Bring the homework and you write it for the child. You can't wait. So all of that is ingrained in the child. And so you grow up and you're like, PLS is please. And WEN is when. And you have your parents receiving such SMSs from their children and not correcting them.
No.
Because they're too busy.
No.
Too busy.
I got one from my cousin, and I said, is this message for me? And he said, yes. I said, no, it's not for me.
You can't even understand it.
If it's for me, then you will write it
all out.
And then I'll know it's for me.
Expectations. We have to, if we expect the children to do proper, and we inspect what we expect, we will get what we should get from them.
We inspect what we expect.
Yeah.
Do you think that parents are not giving enough time to their children? Recession, parents are hustling, so they don't pay enough attention to what their children are up to.
Unfortunately, I say yes and no. There are parents who are trying, who are working hard to ensure that they give attention to their children. But then there are the majority, it's sad to say, who have absolutely no idea what the children are up to, who just leave everything to the school and to the teachers. And there are parents who select schools just because their friends are in the schools, or if you are in a particular school, it improves your social standing. Oh yes. And then they don't even care what comes out of it. That's right. That's happening.
The school your child attends improves your social standing.
That's right. Network. That's right. And so you have parents who have their children on a wait list that is this long, you know, and then my child has to, that's right, has to go into that school because I will meet the right kind of people, I will engage with the right kind of people, you know. So and then having that kind of mindset, if you have that kind of mindset, as far as I'm concerned, it's abuse of some sort. Exactly, it is. It is abuse because you just don't care what the child is getting as long as the child gets out. You'll be amazed that some parents pay for their children to pass exams or pay for people to write exams for their children.
We've heard that.
So that's, it happens.
Special jam
We've seen it.
Yes.
Jam? What about common entrance when common entrance was common entrance? Oh yes.
Common entrance.
Oh yes. But I'm happy to say there was a child who refused bluntly. Who refused. No, I wouldn't name schools. The teacher came in and said, okay, question 1, C, question 2, D, in a common entrance, 11-year-olds. And these children got up and they were, I mean, outraged. Yeah. And they got up and said, no.
So you want to make nonsense of my own preparation?
No. And they came back to school to tell us in school, this is what happened. And we found out that it's a parent that paid. Oh, yes.
Oh, God.
So that's happening.
So all of this kind of, you know, looking away and not doing what we should do as teachers, as parents, as government, and the school, what implications are we having, or this would have later in life? Of course, we are seeing some of them now.
I was just about to say you can see some of them already.
I'll tell you my experience. I had an experience, and I had to tell the child, I said, okay, money is paid for you to pass your common entrance. Money is paid for you to pass your JAMB. Money is paid for you to get a first-class degree. And based on that first-class degree, Shell employs you. On day 1, Shell will see that you are not first-class material. Full stop. And then what happens to you? They throw you out.
And then you join the government if they throw you out. You run for office. I said that quietly.
I didn't hear you.
So we should all have in mind the implications of all of this and try to turn in whatever direction that can lead us to the right path, you would say.
Yes. Get involved with your school, parents. Get involved, ask questions, go into the school. Feel the spirit of the school, feel the ethos of the school. Find out what your children are learning and
Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
This is Ifaka Omomi Thomas, CEO Brooke House School, a very passionate education.
I can see the passion.
Thank you very much for coming.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
We'll be right back with another interesting conversation.